probably still need to connect the source. Um, so this is this one.
Okay, so I guess because I'm on this side, but there's like I'm on the edge.
Yeah, it's about showing the two cameras at the same time and also the two audio devices at the same time. So 1 second. I'm trying to see, there's no way to add to the mixer, so I have to add it. I can add multiple audio. Oh yeah, I can. So this is one. Why is the KSS not showing up? Set the settings. The principalities and power. Can I set as default? How do you do that? Set the settings. How do you set as default again? Oh, I just click it, I think. I just click it. Yeah, I just click it. Okay, so that's default. Can I set as default?
There's a buffer.
Yeah, because this is coming from here. And this camera is frozen. How do you set as default again? Oh, I just click it, I think. It's probably more powerful than wait 2 seconds. Yeah, just click it. Okay, so
That's it.
Default. Yeah.
That's it. So this is. So what we on?
So that logs to. Mine will be this one. Hello. Yeah. So you have to.
Okay.
So you have two mics on the.
Will the two mics clash?
I mean, it's possible you're picking
Like,
up our voices.
Will it echo?
So what we could do actually is like make this one a single mic for both of us.
So, but it shouldn't echo.
It is if I'm talking and this can still hear it.
Yeah.
It probably would, technically. And now this camera is frozen, and that's never happened before. I can say hello now.
Hola.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute this one and we can use because this is picking up like the sound properly regardless.
Okay.
I think. Wow. Yeah. So this might
Then
work.
that one has frozen. How do we unfreeze it?
I don't know. I'm new to this. I'm joking.
Is this live?
Yeah, this is the live version. I mean, there's a buffer. There's a delay.
No, but like this, nobody's watching this now. This is not what you're going to upload, right?
No, people are watching this already.
There's nobody watching.
I'm the only one watching it.
Yes. Well, when you like, it's live, but it's not public. That's what I mean.
No, I did mention, so people might join.
No, this is not yet public now, so we'll cut up all this audio stuff.
No, this one can be cut off for the final video. Yeah. I did mention that this was gonna be like a setup video, but I'm surprised because my what's it called? My Canon doesn't freeze like this. I wonder if I'm putting too much stress on the Mac. Did this one just change?
Yeah.
It just did.
Is this one right?
No, that one is. This one I'm doing right now is supposed to be for
the Mac.
Looks like I need to buy the Mac Mini at this point because it's looking like my MacBook is powerless against these guys. Okay, now this one is back to the sensors. Might probably just.
The Canon is off.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why it's not picking up at all. This one has turned on its AI autofocus. That's it. No, I just turned it on by mistake. Can you move? Let me see if it reads you. Okay, it has logged onto me. Turn it back off. And then we can center it. Yeah, so it doesn't move. I just turned you off now. Are you stupid? Okay, so nice. Yeah, I shouldn't turn off again. But this one, I don't know. This is very unusual. This is very, very unusual. Very, very unusual. Also, actually, we can also do something that. Oh, I could have used my phone as a camera. I didn't think about that one until now.
Yeah. But where's your tripod to stand for the phone there?
Yeah, I could have just put that any good angle.
And that one will just focus on both of us here. That works. And that also captures like them where I can also stay here.
Yeah, I can run that real quick. Let me see. Let me add it as a third source. Question is even showing it on screen. Ladies and gentlemen. Alright. If you can hear us in chat, I can see a couple faces in here. I say faces. Let me add that text view. I don't know. This something is wrong.
I thought you were adding the phone.
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
It's back?
No, not yet. Okay, so this one could get us this way.
You clicked something.
I didn't touch anything. But did I click disconnect? Did I click disconnect? That's weird. Okay, should be back. Why is this
Why
skewed?
is it skewed?
No, technology is messing with me, man.
And it has disconnected.
That's connected. Tech does this indeed. That's even disconnected entirely. Maybe let me.
Wait, no, hold it in
Let me
your
just
hand.
leave it first. So I'm not pressing anything.
No, you don't. Like, hold it in your hand by the tripod. You're still not pressing anything. So you can now see what's happening on the screen.
Yo, David. Chuka, what's good? It's still skewed.
It's still skewed. Is it this dimension? Is it possible that it's dimension?
Yeah, possibly. Choose 1920.
Nope.
But that should be a legit one. Choose I. Right now, it's kind of like it's registering as if it's supposed to be vertical, but I'm forcing it to be horizontal, but it's not making any difference.
Hold on.
It's not making any difference.
I think this is okay. This is 44. It is okay. Or
That's
should we do high?
very dry.
Too much.
It's still very. Let me focus it on you. It's upside down for a start.
I think Canon is back.
Yeah, Canon is back.
It's upside down. It's upside down if you focus on me. And Canon is back.
Oh, I wonder if it's because I'm holding this. I think it's probably the location of the camera.
So you have to now turn the phone upside down.
I'll try that now.
And the phone is disconnected.
Yeah, should be back now. But this does not explain this. This cuteness is crazy. How you doing, Chuka? What's good, man?
We can do it now. Or also, because you can't even rotate it upside down again.
I can't do anything to you, which is weird.
No, so let's remove the iPhone.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to get a third camera, my bro, and it's just a mess right now. I mean, I could do all of this offline, but yeah, let's.
Okay, Canon is back.
Canon is bad. The Canon was freezing, which is not normal in the first place. I don't know if it's my MacBook that is getting his ass kicked. But yes,
What just happened?
I switched the screen. No, I switched the screen.
No, I thought we were going to see the two screens.
Not yet. I mean, you can always, now we can see the chat, and then we can, at any time, you can switch
Yeah,
see this.
let's keep it this way.
Now, we should up twice on the screen.
Yeah, but at least we know what's
stay away
happening
from
now.
me.
Because, see, that's why we need the two screens, so we know what the cameras are saying.
Oh, my days.
So we know what the cameras are saying. Because I could be here and just disappear, and you could be here.
No,
and
if
just
it's
disappear.
if you are doing one time, both of us can appear at the same time and talk to them. That could be a conversation.
All right.
But anytime we need to do this, of course, we need to now realign.
Yeah, okay. All right,
That's-
let's
that's
start
madness.
with the individual. Let's start with the single camera first. I mean, you're doing intro and stuff.
Well, yes, I think the intro is already mad at this point. How are you doing,
Yeah, you're going
Chika?
to have to now over-edit it.
Yeah, I might not even do that at all. It's part of the journey.
Fair enough.
Can you hear us loud and clear? Because now we're using one central mic, which I think works. What's the name of this mic? Zeal Sound. Pretty good. I can see the bar going up. But yeah, today's supposed to be just a very chill. Let me see if I go this way. Then you can come better into this because of the angle. Yeah, you can come better into the.
Okay.
So this could be our starting position.
Okay.
Nice. Not bad.
Okay, it can get you over there. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets better of it now. So hi everybody.
Hola.
Hola. this is a disaster of a stream for a start. I only shared on Instagram anyways because those people there can forgive my inadequacies. But thank you all for coming. If it's just you right now, Chika, I appreciate it. Oh damn, I saw that number. I thought I was going to talk to like 100 or something. But yeah, today just pretty chill. We want to talk about tech, the last year, last couple of months, what has happened in tech, what we are all both focused on, excited about in our individual and professional lives. And see if there's anyone in the audience also has to share about things in tech that are getting them excited. But before we go on, I can introduce, you guys know me, Ace Adewale. I run the show here in this channel. This is my channel, and today we have our honorable guest that's also going to share a little bit about himself and what he's using tech and other AI tools for today. So
I thought you were going to introduce me.
okay, this is Inanna.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi, my
Who
name
is
is
Inanna?
Inanna.
Who is
Thank you.
Inanna?
Welcome to my channel.
Let me know you.
Welcome to our daily stand-up. Literally, yes.
Let me know
Welcome
you.
to
Let me
our
know you.
weekly stand-up. My name is Inanna.
Yeah.
I do a lot of things. Welcome to my weekly stand-up.
Okay, cool.
I write for a blog called Fintech is Easy. Nice
Fintech
to-
is easy, nice.
Yes.
So we do a lot of. You know what? Fun thing about fintech is it talks a lot about, like, by definition, is financial technology, right? But a lot of it, to make that technology work, I feel like there's a lot of stuff at the back that might not exactly be tech. Does that sound legit, or am I capping?
There's lots of manual work
Manual work.
that can send people to prison.
Are you liable to go to prison soon?
No.
Good to know. Yes, he's a Man City fan, as you can see that he's well branded for that. I don't know if we have legitimate Man City fans, but hey, you don't hear that from me. So, what do you do in fintech?
I currently do product.
Product.
Yeah.
What kind of
product
tools?
growth, product expansion, new verticals, new ways for people to spend their money and receive their money. 'Cause
Nice. What kind of tech actually shaped your year last year in your professional field and your personal field?
Okay, so professionally, in generative AI, it was a year where everyone and myself, both at work and personally, was trying to see what's new, what's hot, what's functional. Because if the marketing is that these things will replace my job,
Yeah.
or replace us, or people who use these things will replace us, might as well be one of those people who is either early or trying to understand how it works and all that. So, if we were naming names, started the year with mostly exclusively on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I realized might as well just go all in on everything. So with Gemini, Claude, DeepSeek, even though of course with DeepSeek being Chinese, and you have to be wary of working with DeepSeek if you're working for an American company because of geopolitics. But yeah, used all of that and for research, for programming, for
Yeah.
design, and there are so many other generative AI tools for so many use cases for presentations, like Gamma, for even Manus was actually, I think Manus is better for presentations than Gamma.
I never used any of those actually.
Meta just bought Manus.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you also built Goose and
it's
launched
not
a
me,
meme
but-
coin in your name and in your
They
face.
launched a meme coin in
With
my
your
name.
face, so yeah, so you built Goose because there's a meme coin with your face on it.
That is interesting. A lot of tools, especially the ones that are getting bought out now, like you just mentioned, Manus. I'm not sure I've heard anything recently about DeepSeek specifically, but that was definitely one that actually shook the waves last year when it came out with like the subsidized pricing and all of those things.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of things. So obviously the market leader is ChatGPT because they've nailed the marketing, they've nailed the functional for everybody. So that's where it becomes, it's very, very functional for almost everybody. Then Claude and Claude Code is very specific for programming.
I think that is changing though, because I saw a recent article that pointed out that ChatGPT was losing many people's like subscriptions, either because they were using freer tools like maybe Gemini, like that free tier that was good enough, or they were actually moving over to Claude because they could use both Claude and Claude Code. And you'll be surprised how many non-engineers are actually very comfortable with Claude and also attempt to use Claude Code. Maybe not as, flexible as engineers are using them full time for multiple sub-regions and all those things, but they still prototype and build stuff with Claude Code. So I almost canceled my own ChatGPT sub recently because
I canceled mine and switched to Gemini because I can't pay for all of them at once, so I have to choose which one you pay for. I canceled to ChatGPT, switch to Gemini, and it's like if it stops doing the work, switch to another person. I think it's mine, but we're already live.
Well, yeah. See, this when it comes to live streams, enjoy it. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Next step of live stream: put phones on DND.
Put phones on DND. So the question I was actually going to ask, based on what you went through, and I can do mine as well, is like, what tools do you actually use today? So, for example, you no longer use ChatGPT.
No, I still use it. I just now use the free version.
Use the free version. Okay, so like in general, what tools are like, first of all, day to day, or secondly, like just in your bag? Like even if you're not using day to day, you can always go back to it.
So I use all the ones I use, and it's because they have multiple use cases, they have multiple functionalities, right? And in as much as these models are good and game changing and everything, it helps to essentially get them to compete against each other, validate the work. So if I'm doing research or if I'm designing something or building something, it's like, okay, ChatGPT has given me this. I'm not too feeling it. So I go to Gemini like, hey, this is still the prompt, this is the context. I want your output. Then, hey, this is what ChatGPT said. Now, compete with ChatGPT because there's that meme about actually asking Siri who is the best AI assistant is. And it says it says it, and you're like, no, it's Google Assistant when it was Google Assistant. So these LLMs compete with each other on the foundational level. So I try to use them to compete against each other as well.
Do you think that's an effective use of your time if you have to do the same job twice to then compare?
Yes. In a way, because like I have a high level, it's all last year, going into last year, everyone thought that prompt engineers were going to replace us. Sadly, they didn't. But it's like I have a high level understanding of what I want and being very specific and granular with the prompting and starting with ChatGPT or starting with Claude and finishing up with Gemini, just like comparing the work and then pick the best or what I like best out of all three. And just dump as my final output. So you're comparing
paid Gemini, paid Claude to free ChatGPT?
Yes,
so sometimes. That sounds fair to you?
Sometimes.
Okay, so aside from those, did you use any other tools to talk about mine?
That's on work. Then personally, I use Replit because I built a couple of side projects and personal projects, so built that on Replit. I tried V0, I tried Bolt. Not cool. Wasn't my flavor because it's also that thing about these tools. Essentially, they will serve a job to be done for every kind of person. Even though ChatGPT wants to do everything for everyone, that's kind of why they are losing. So for me, Replit works for me on working because I can do it on my phone. I know people use Claude Code on their phone as well and Terminal, but I could do it on my phone. I could finish up on my laptop. It was easy for me. I use Gamma and Manus for like presentations, and now I think that's about it. Tried a few video editing tools, but I don't think they're there yet. They're not there yet.
The ones I've seen that are close are the ones that actually edit the videos through text. So they use the transcript to edit the videos versus doing auto cut, all of those things. That one, I don't think they ever get the nuance of the video. It's just enough. For me, I actually use a bunch of tools that I'm also like. I took a course, AI for content creators.
Oh, nice.
So that kind of like exposed me to a bunch of like, these are the kind of AI tools that you can use, and I just activated the autofocus on the camera. Oh, it is technology. Let me see what this looks like in the other side actually. Let's see if we can get, now that we're actually talking one to one.
Yeah, but I'm not only on one screen. Like this camera is exclusively focused on.
Yeah, this one is catching one. This one is. Okay, so this is Canon is focused on you.
Okay, bro. The editing you're going to do is, and AI isn't good yet.
That is gonna be alright. This video is focused on. I think I can do the zoom. Yeah, so this one can focus on me.
Okay.
God bless AI. So you can stay over there.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not too much, but yeah. So you can do like the 2-man here. Okay, this is probably better. You probably need to. Can you press up a bit so that it fits your height? You're too tall.
You're the one that said we should do stand up.
Yeah, because it just
stand ups are 15 minutes. We're over
how many? What's our time right now? We're doing good. Anyway, so what I was gonna say, for me, I use a bunch of tools. Oh, sounds like a fun course. Where did you take it? I found this guy. It was just like I was bombarded by ads on Instagram. Like, hey, take the AI content creator course. And I realized that I worked in AI, but most of the things I do in AI is that we're engineers, building stuff with MCPs, agents. So I was curious, like, okay, these people are making cool stuff. Even though I've not started translating most of them to what I make, but just that knowledge makes me feel slightly better. I think his name is Anthony Gallo. You probably know him, David Chuka. I don't know which one to call anytime I see your name. I call you Chuka. Chuka is what I call you. So Chuka is Anthony Gallo. I think that was his name. And he basically covered content like using Nano Banana, which is actually, for a funny question, that's how I first knew how to use Nano Banana. I knew it was a thing that I could use on like other platforms, whether it's, but to actually go straight to Gemini and use Nano Banana, I had not done that before.
No, that's because whenever this like updates, like when Nano Banana drops, when we Cloud Code, whenever these updates drop, like some of the early adopters just rush,
tell you
create content. These are the
exactly
20 prompts, and like over the weekend, I don't know what the devil at Anthropic was doing. Essentially, over the holidays, everyone was talking about Cloud Code. These are all the two ways to use Cloud Code, and it's overwhelming.
Yes.
But these companies also have courses that people don't take. Like there's an actual official Cloud Code course, there's an official Replit course, there's an official ChatGPT course as well. But people are bombarding you with content.
And there's so many of as well, and just AI general from Google, because Google is also like leading that charge. So it was just very nice to learn about Nano Banana, Fall.ai, Kling, Xfield, all of those things that I'm not using yet. But just the fact that I know and I'm aware of them now kind of like makes it feel good. But definitely I use Nano Banana. I tried to use it to arrange my office. It did not work out so well for me. I use ChatGPT a lot. I wanted to stop the payments because I started using Perplexity even more. And Perplexity has basically become my assistant. And this is why. Perplexity is able to take real-time information from like the online search. It's able to do deep research. So if I actually want to brainstorm and plan stuff, you can go to do deep research. And at the same time, you can answer questions to me like back-to-back conversations like ChatGPT. But ChatGPT is able to do that back-to-back conversations way better than Perplexity. So as I was about to cancel my ChatGPT subscription, I was now making some content, and I was like, you know what? Let me see if Perplexity can review this content like a blog post and clean up some of these things. Then I did the same thing with ChatGPT, the way you're comparing three of them. And ChatGPT did an excellent job. I was like, fuck. Pardon my French.
Language.
Maybe I should actually keep this ChatGPT subscription. So that was content. Now is like one of the things I'm keeping ChatGPT for. I have like a custom instruction set up where if I tell it, because I don't like outsourcing everything I want to, like, oh, give me content ideas like some of these people say. So I first of all like dump my content that on my Notion. Then I take the hook I wanted to use, maybe the script itself, the title, the concept I have in mind. I describe that whole thing. Then I dump it in ChatGPT and it gives me structure. So it's able to give me structure like, okay, this is, I see what you want to do, I see what you're doing, you can clean up this part. So that structure outlined in kind of like routine that I've set up in ChatGPT just makes life easier and cleans up my work and makes it more professional. But if I take that same thing to Perplexity, I don't get as good. But if I'm trying to like maybe think about a business, or if I'm doing like stuff and I want to research market research, or just an idea of what's possible or what tools I could use, the depth of Perplexity's like internet search or diff is on a different level. Even if I want to build something, I'm like, you know what, I wanted to build something recently. I was like, I need to find OCR, client-side OCR, to read images, screenshots that are submitted and stuff. with ChatGPT, it gives me like, sometimes, not always to be honest, it gives me outdated references.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay, maybe it says use version 1, but then maybe there's a version 4 right now, or stuff like that. But Perplexity gives me the latest one. You can use this, you can use this. So when it comes to like finding real-time research, figuring out decisions that are very time sensitive, Perplexity wins it for me. Even when I'm having commercials about movies, I do that. I don't know if, because not everybody's into the same things I'm into, right? So I can wake up one morning and be like, why did the Reddit team not kill this person in this scene? I can go and I can go off, and then Perplexity goes to give me reference from all Reddit conversations that exist on the internet and point out things for me. So I'm basically there doing nerd talk right
with Perplexity.
So there's definitely that for me. And of course, Nano Banana for image generations. I want to start using that for thumbnails, make it cool. For the AI is one that I've not used yet, but it's probably what I'm going to end up using in a bit, where I can just put in some credits and then I get, what's it called? I can do animations like fire, like all those fancy VFX things, which don't make sense unless you're making funny videos. But the one I actually use almost every day now, like others, is Filmora. Wondershare Filmora is a video editor software, but inbuilt in it is like AI credits. So for generating captions, which people don't even think about as AI, it comes in there. For me, generating like maybe I have a picture and I want to make it like motion. The things I was doing with the 3D, for example, initially, where I take a picture of the final 3D print and I make it dance. So that's happening in Filmora. And Filmora is now plugged into like View 3, Nano Banana as well, and other video editing stuff. So it's just one-stop video editing stuff for me to do stuff. So those are most of the tools I use today. And of course, I almost did not mention Goose.
Which you built and launched a meme coin for.
You need to stop saying that. Fake news. But that one I use Goose like literally every day. I still used it last night where we had like the game.
What does Goose do?
Goose is an AI agent, an open source AI agent.
What's an AI agent? Because we were talking about generative AI tools just now.
Yeah, so AI agent goes a different route where it's not just giving you information back, but it can actually execute some of these actions for you. So when it's backed by an LLM, so some of these things still apply. One of the most recent LLMs that were shared recently was Opus 4.5, which is really great for thinking and writing code. And it kind of like steps away from the default Tailwind UI look of one of the many sites. So like when you take a look, you can almost tell that this is an AI generated site because most of them are using the same classes in the background.
Yeah. Which,
with a quick digression, I don't know if you heard the news about Tailwind.
Tailwind being which... Okay, we can do that. That's why we're doing it. Because it's a very funny thing because all the vibe-coded websites are running on Tailwind.
But Tailwind is getting backwards.
And then last year was this whole thing about AI companies being acquired or licensed, where they essentially license the company and the company is a shell of itself because of antitrust. And then this company that still has lots of traffic today. Like people are still using Tailwind up till now, just not paying for it, and using Tailwind assets to make money without paying for it. The company has laid off 75% of staff, and it's like, this is one of those times we should license the tech. And like, I saw some of the comments people are telling the founder to go compete with V0 and Bolts, and I was like, it's nice, but that's a whole different business.
That's a whole different business.
Like you're basically using his software right now. And
V0 is using Tailwind. Both is using Tailwind because these are open source technologies.
Is using Tailwind. Everyone is basically using Tailwind. And I think this was a risk because like after the whole WordPress engine thing, the folks at 37 Signals who are also open source proponents, they essentially changed their licensing agreement, something called OSASI license, which is you can use this thing, but you can't make money from it. So essentially trying to now protect their upside.
So if you want to make money, you have to go to a different license.
You come and get a different license, free to use, just to make money from it.
That is crazy because I think about it like if Tailwind wanted to do anything, which people would have considered
if they shut down now, 50% of all the vibe-coded websites in the world will be vanilla HTML on the spot.
I mean, they're not gonna take away the code. The code is still be there. It's just that they cannot get more updates because the code is local, so to say. Except the ones that use the CDN, of course. But it's a very sad thing to think about because if Tailwind had started out, I'd be like, oh, I'm looking at this LM movement thing and I don't want you guys to use it for free. People will be like, why are you against this development? Because they don't have an idea of what the outcome could be like it is today. But now the question is it too late to ask all of the previous or all of the ongoing big LLM providers that have crawled the entire site and direct people to install Tailwind for free to actually pay a license to Tailwind?
It's one of those things where it's no longer, it's essentially goodwill. I mean,
Yeah.
Reddit's found a way to get people to pay. If almost everything you're reading on ChatGPT is from Reddit. Almost every like social advice, what do I do when something
So
says, it's from Reddit. Reddit found a way to get people to pay. Like even the book publishers found a way to get Anthropic to pay. So it's like the big companies going to do a good faith, goodwill gesture and keep tailwind alive for the good of the ecosystem.
Fair point. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, I've been using Opus 4.5 and I think it's really good. I did I created like an app yesterday for the gaming community where we did like a raffle draw, and in like 10-15 minutes I was done with like not a generic UI, which I think that's what stood out. Like, okay, this might be nice. This might be cool to like start building stuff. What we're gonna say?
No, it's funny because it's also funny the kind of things that people first try vibe coding with. It's like all those when we were all learning how to code and learning how. It's all those things that would take you 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to build. Like basically
Normally,
the weather app, calculator app. This is a raffle draw. Anybody can build it. That's the first thing you did with
Opus. Yeah, 100%.
With infinite knowledge.
So that's the thing about infinite knowledge. We assume that infinite knowledge has to be applied to infinitely complex problems.
Yes.
But sometimes, not always. Yes, 100%. Don't. This becomes an existential.
You can build it. Like between when this video started and now,
Yes.
you could have built a raffle draw app vanilla.
No, I couldn't.
Okay.
No, I couldn't, because there's so many things that you'd cater for within that application that you would not have catered for if you were doing it manually, because now you need to go through checkpoint. But that's the thing about these AI tools; they can do most of the groundwork faster than we possibly can. This stream has been going on for what, 30 minutes? There's no way 30 minutes while waiting for NPM. okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, because even the changes
all in a day's work.
All in a day's work, yeah. absolutely. So I hear a lot of arguments where people are like, if you have this kind of power, look at what we're using this kind of power to do, making this random stuff.
The arguments
making
are
AI
valid.
stuff. The argument is valid,
Should
but
be curing
sometimes,
cancer.
yes, hopefully we do get to do that. But I don't think it's a one or two thing. It can be like, we are doing this for like either convenience, for ease of life, or improving day-to-day life. But the people that are in charge, or at least have the access to actually use these things for the larger scale things, still have the resources. I don't want to say gumption. Still have the resources to apply this thing to the more complex solutions. But that does not mean we have to deprive the everyday person from doing quality of life improvements on day to day. Because think about this, for example, with the new Waymo things that is happening in the US and some parts of the world, all of those technologies have been applied to military tech at some point in the past. So we cannot say because this tech exists and it needs to be used for more life-threatening, or in this case, life-taking, life-taking scenarios, it cannot ever apply to the everyday man. So it's technology that exists. Yes, we need to like have priority in cases where we need to make a choice, of course, where it's like either or not all. Then we know that this has to be allocated to the more life-threatening things, and I think they're already doing that in some way. It's just that for the general public, or what they have access to, yes, there's a lot of slop, but I'm not sure we can control that.
Yeah,
not sure
slop is fun. Slop is fun.
Fun is part of life.
Slop is fun.
Fun is part of life. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to talk about today. This seems like a decent test. There's a lot of bunchy stuff in there that I still need to figure out. But
Speaking of agents, do you use an agentic browser?
I attempted it, but I don't think they are there yet. I tried Comet. That's the only one I've actually tried.
Like, because you said Perplexity, I tried Comment, I didn't like it. I tried Dia, I use Dia a lot and I enjoy it.
Oh, Dia is the new one from Browser Company?
Yes.
Okay.
So I like Dia. I tried Comment. I tried Atlas, not there yet.
I don't think you're
security limitations. I think it's funny to me because whenever they launch their agentics, like when OpenAI had their demo day, they were like, book an Uber, order Uber is buy something on Shopify, book a hotel on booking.com or something. I'm like, that's nice, but that's not what somebody would do with an agentic browser.
So
like, I'm going to use an agentic browser to apply for jobs, fill a few forms, like just do stuff that are rudimentary, that I have all the information.
Yes.
Like,
so the initial thing I tried Comment for was I had a Google Sheet I wanted to kind of like expand or customize. Like I wanted to solve a problem with the Google Sheet. So I broke it down with Comment and they're like, so this is what I want to do. I was planning a tree. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So I was planning a tree, was like, so this is what I wanted to do. Go and do the normal research
on the Google Sheet,
and then structure the Google Sheet like
that's what you use.
It messed it up.
That's what you use an agentic
it messed
browser
it up.
For.
I was like, maybe we're not dead. And there was a time it was even
I've done this with Dia and it works.
See, so he made some progress where he was actually starting to form the shapes, and then because he probably came across something else, he deleted what he had been. I was like, no, I couldn't stop him. Me delete. I was like, fair. But I've also had like friends recently that use the same comment for like filling forms on websites, and it's starting to get there, which is like a recent update. So like for me, even if the tech isn't there yet, sometimes you can tell that somebody's already thinking in the right direction. It might take 2 more updates, it might take 3 more updates, it might take years, sometimes way less. But eventually, it might be something worth trying out. And I think that's what agentic browsers eventually get to as well.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, agentic browsers might not be a thing in the sense of this is an agentic browser. It could just become eventually this is an agent.
No, I think
the
why
browser
I'm
is
excited about them and I use them because, okay, let's go back to what I do, which is money, right? Is almost for the last 15 years, 20 years, everybody who works in the payments industry essentially try to prevent bots. Even Amazon is being sued to cause by perplexity. People like, our job is to prevent bots from crawling the websites. Our job is to make sure bots don't pay. Like, our job is to prevent bots from not paying. But now with agentic browsers, agentic protocols, agentic commerce, which is now something everybody thinks is going to happen in the next 3 years. How do you undo 15 years of work where it's like
fight against bots?
Agents can't pay. Agents can't browse this website.
Agents
can't perform this action. And now it's like, we're now everybody wants an agent to pay. And how do you program the agents? How do you give the agent proper controls? Where's the agent? What is the agent going to spend from? Stable coins or cards? Or your bank account.
There's a lot of security.
And like, so that's also something I'm playing around with. And it's like, it's nice to play around with the risks. Like, I tell the story all the time, like the easiest risk. Funny story. Like, almost when they pay salary, like the first thing you do, you just go, there's this particular place I just buy food from when they pay salary, right? No problem. So
Right,
what happens when I'm not around on the day they pay salary and I've already programmed, the agent already has read my bank statements, which even Claude Code does. Read your bank statement, it's like, okay, they've paid you salary, tied to all that food. I'm not around. What's going to happen? And like, how do we prevent that? So it's like, if agents are going to pay, what do they pay with? Cards or stable coins? And how do we even create controls? Like, and what kind of human beings will even want an agent to pay for them? Because you do agentic trading, or you've tried agentic trading, so tell us about that. This is actually a very important use case because I'm talking about agentic payments, but you've tried agentic trading.
I won't call what I've tried as agentic trading, but it's like, I don't think bot trading is anywhere close to agentic trading, because bot trading is more like you have it's like if and else statements that you've had in the past, except maybe the more recent ones I haven't tried, where there's a bit of intelligence in that background to make the high and lows, whatever the case is. So, but for the bot trading, I don't think it's anywhere close to make a significant difference going forward.
So, using bot trading or agentic trading, I don't have to wake up tomorrow and like wiped out.
I mean, I can't say. I honestly can't say because anything can happen.
Then who's to blame when I wake up tomorrow and I'm wiped out?
I'll say you, because you made the choice to use those agents. You know the risk. There's no one that chooses to use an agentic whatever without knowing the risk.
Okay.
Even for situations where people say they're using an agent and the agent wiped out their entire databases, nobody will say, "Oh, screw Cloud Code for doing that," or "Screw Repi for doing that."
Actually,
they will warn you. Listen, they will be like, "Yeah, you shouldn't have used this because of the sentiment towards using these things in the first place for delicate stuff." But at the same time, users should also provide guardrails in the sense that you don't use these things for sensitive data. Most of course, I'm not going to absolve agent developers in any way from all of these things, because even Goose, there's requirements that you don't run this in like the user's root or stuff like that. Like there's guardrails that the agent itself, or you even trust in the first place, needs to put into place that don't go and mess up somebody's project. But when the instructions that you give in the first place are liable to also go wrong, not just by the conditions of the agent, outside of the parameters of the agent, that also kind of falls back to you to give instructions.
Okay then.
But I guess yes, agents have to also do a better job to make sure that this is what I'm about to do, like this is smart enough. Yeah. This is what I'm about to do might be a bad decision. Don't let me do this. I 100% agree, because we spent a lot of time, to be honest, let me just quickly digress. This is actually something that we spent a lot of time on thinking with recipes in Goose, where yes, this thing is designed for you to automate stuff, but what if someone sends you a recipe and they are being malicious? Now I cannot blame you, because some of these recipes you can open it and read it. But some of the text is hidden text. I don't know how people do it, but you're able to like put hidden text as part of the instruction. There's no way you blame the person for not being able to read an hidden text. So I guess that this is also where the agents themselves take the time out to like develop measures that actually protect the users. But if you give the agents back instructions, like overriding whatever parameters that the developers have put in place, then that kind of also falls back to you.
So this is essentially first the meme about giving a monkey a machine gun, and what the AI doomers are saying, like rogue AI, and this is just us speaking about in our personal lives and
Yes.
our day to day that we use it to play with. I mean,
Yeah.
AI is also in ministries of defense, in big banks and everything, and seems like we're on the verge of World War III. Who's to say that DeepSeek isn't run mistakenly in the Pentagon and something goes off?
But before we even get there, imagine if you asked an AI agent that is probably in charge of anything, launching a missile or something, and like launch this missile that might kill 1 million people. Should the AI respond, okay, yes, I'm about to do this, or be like, no,
This
my
question
parameters.
is way above our pay grade and security clearance.
Fair enough. I guess you can call it a day. This has been fun. Some weird setup issues, but this was a good chat. I don't know if you have anything else to.
Thank you.
to
Nice for having me on the longest stand-up of my life.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I guess it was a learning process.
You're going to do lots of
Not so
editing.
bad. I probably won't.
Wow.
Probably won't. But we'll see. We'll find out. Thanks, everyone. This was fun. I will see you hopefully in another one. Bye, camera. Let me see. This is ending soon. Yes.